tragic. Demons appear like magic. Money long so elastic. Foreign fabrics to fashion.
I'm itching for money, cash addict. See a John in my pockets Titanic. When I get on the beat, it's Jurassic. Little niggas don't want static.
Wavy come like tsunami and drown you with the drip out.
You see? Oh wait, no, wrong way. My fault. You see? You guys can't really see, can you? This is Pistons, a Piston t-shirt. You got ourselves a Piston hat on. So all you guys that said, where's some Piston stuff? This is the only Piston stuff I got. You guys find me anything else that looks cooler than this, I'll wear it. But until then, this is all you guys get from me. What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So what are we, like 2 days into free agency? And it feels like we've been in free agency for like way longer than that, because Troy Weaver is just dealing and signing and dealing like he's going, like he can't take a break. I'm sure you guys are all aware of how incredibly busy the Pistons have been, but let me try to not forget, because there's been so many moves that I might literally have to look at my phone as I read these off. Hey guys, this is Editor Koo here. If you guys don't want to listen to me blabble about all the moves they made and just simply name them off, which I believe takes like 4 minutes because it just, whatever. If you just want to hear my analysis and what I think about it, skip to the 4:30 mark. Thank you guys and enjoy the video. So immediately out the gate of free agency, Troy Weaver went out and signed Mason Plumlee, he signed Jahlil Okafor, and he signed Josh Jackson. Two of those guys were big men. Pistons Twitter was in a frenzy. What the hell are you doing signing all these big men? Now that's just the beginning of it, so let's keep going. Okay, I can't even lie with you guys, dude. Like, my head's starting to hurt trying to figure out like which moves came in first and like the order of each move. So I'm about to just start naming all the moves because it's gonna literally kill my brain. So after the first day of free agency, I believe the Pistons had signed Mason Plumlee, Jahlil Okafor, Josh Jackson. They had made trades for Tony Bradley. They had traded away Tony Snell and Kyrie Thomas for Dwayne Dedmon. So that left the Pistons with 4 centers on the roster, and there's plenty of moves that came, but I believe that's what they did on the first day of free agency. Or technically, like, immediately as free agency started. The first day of free agency, they also went out and got Jeremy Grant from the Denver Nuggets. They're paying him $20 million a year for the next 3 years, which was somewhat unexpected. We heard somewhat during the season they would be interested in him, but it was kind of shot down by a lot of people. I actually said that I would be interested in him because he fills a need that I thought the Pistons have needed for like since Tayshaun left. But yeah, Troy Weaver did that. Oh my god, they did so many moves. I'm trying to make sure I say every single one. Okay, so they ended up waiving stretching Dwayne Dedmon, so he's no longer on the team anymore. And then we also got the solution to the Christian Wood trade, or he ended up getting traded, but we got the solution to his situation. He's going to the Houston Rockets, but the Pistons had also made a trade during draft night that involved Trevor Ariza, who was on the Houston Rockets at that time after being traded away from Portland, I think it was. So he went to Houston, and then since Christian Wood decided to sign with Houston, the Pistons went ahead and did a sign-and trade, so that's how they got the 16th pick and Trevor Ariza. So the Pistons sent Christian Wood to Houston, and then they sent that back. So it was a sign and trade basically that happened there. And then they were part of a 3-team trade that included Trevor Ariza. So they got Trevor Ariza out of there. In return, they got Delon Wright, who is a combo guard, who used to, you guys probably know him from Toronto. He's not there no more. He played last year with the Dallas Mavericks, but you guys probably know him from the Raptors. So he's a combo guard. He's coming back to the Pistons for Trevor Ariza. And I seriously think that's it, but I very well could be forgetting some because that's how crazy Troy Weaver has been thus far. Like, it's fun. It's been extremely fun, but God, man, you gotta take it easy. So at this point, the Pistons had 4 centers on the roster, which didn't make much sense at all at this point. And some people were trying to figure out what made sense for this roster. It made complete sense to me. I'll get into that later in the video about what I think this vision is. But we had 4 centers on the roster, which didn't make much sense until right before I started recording this video. Troy Weaver decided to trade Tony Bradley, who he just acquired, flipped him immediately for Zari Smith. I'm sorry for mispronouncing it. I suck at that. And I believe that's all they've done. So I'm going to put up what their lineup looks like somewhere on the screen for my boy Jordan. He tweeted it out. So I'm going to just put his tweet up here so I don't have to like keep talking about it. But this is what their lineup looks like wherever that's it on the screen. But yeah, so I'm not going to talk about Troy Weaver's complete vision in this video, dive into it at all, because I want to make that a completely separate video, which I plan on doing as soon as I think he's going to calm down and stop making moves. So I don't know when that's going to be, hopefully soon. But I will give you my thoughts about what they've done so far. And I'll also tell you guys why I think the people who are saying these moves don't make any sense are completely and utterly wrong and just I think at this point they're purposely trying to find reasons to not like what Troy Weaver's doing because it makes complete sense to me. So the obvious thing is that he's completely flipped this roster and like got rid of almost everybody. But what people are not paying attention to or are trying to say that they don't really understand what he's doing is that he's giving an influx of young talent now. Everyone's too busy focusing on the Mason Plumlee deal, which I don't really get why they're freaking out so much about that. But yeah, yeah, he's 30 and they're paying him to be a good veteran center. But everyone's like ignoring all the other influx of young talent that he's brought in. So without even getting to free agency, in the draft, he added 4 rookies already. So that's 4 rookies, 4 young players already added. Then he added Josh Jackson. That's 5. Jaleel Okafor, that's 6. Zari Smith, I'm sorry that I'm mispronouncing, but that's 7. And before this offseason, this is exactly what everybody wanted. I don't understand why there's some people that are just like flip-flopping or purposely ignoring it. Everyone was saying, take some chances of some young guys who haven't proved themselves yet, and hopefully they blossom under you, and you get them for cheap, and now you got a young player who's blossomed now, just need to change the scenery. So out of the 7 players, 4 of them are rookies. That doesn't qualify for that, but 4 of them are rookies. The other 3 are all young players who are cheap, and you can take a chance on and hope they blossom under you. So in total, there's 7. 4 of them are rookies, and 3 of these players are the players that you guys wanted all season. So that's just first off. There's been an incredible influx of young talent on this team. That's just undeniable. That's first. And second, this seems like where people are just like mega confused. And my boy Hal tweeted this out. The people who are confused about this must just not understand how you properly rebuild or retool or try to like make a good franchise. Like. I'm so confused. So yes, they signed Mason Plumlee to a 3-year, $25 million deal, and Jeremy Grant to 3 years, $20 million a year. And that's not bad. Don't listen to these people who are telling you this is bad. That is fine. First of all, $8 million a year for your starting center or starting veteran center is not bad. This is not 2004 anymore. $8 million is fine for a center, and you could probably flip him later on, which my boy Hal also said you could probably flip him in by a year or 2 if he's fine still. And then the same thing with Jeremy Grant. Jeremy Grant's contract, which I keep saying this, but Hal tweeted this out. Hal, if you're watching this video, thank you for all of this. But he's 19th amongst forwards with that contract. That's fine. Once again, this is not 2004 anymore. Guys don't get paid $4 million anymore. This contract is fine. Jeremy Grant's a really good player, and just like Mason Plumlee, even more with Jeremy Grant, he can be flipped in like a year from now. Next year's trade deadline, if they want to keep him, that's fine too. But in like a year and a half, he could be flipped again for some assets. And lastly, I'm going to get into this more in the separate video talking about Troy Weaver's vision. So I'm going to just say my basic thoughts here. The Pistons have their point guard of the future in Killian Hayes, supposedly. They have their future, which fans like to paint him as, in Sekou Doumbouya. They've drafted multiple other rookies, and they brought in a bunch of other young, unproven talent. The way you develop these guys and give them good habits is to surround them with decent to good players. Not to go out there and get them trash players around them, just you can tank and you can purposely lose as many games as possible and try to get up in the draft, even though the lottery odds have completely changed and discouraged that. But moving on past that, that's not how you develop talent. That's how you actively sabotage your young talent. The way you develop these guys is doing exactly what Troy Weaver is doing, giving them good veteran players, a good player in Jeremy Grant around them, keeping Derrick Rose until the deadline so he can tutor and Killian Hayes can learn under him. Blake Griffin, you can be flipped next year, after this year, or at the trade deadline. Having all these veteran players who are good players and can make life easier on them fresh out the gate is how you develop them. You don't throw your rookies out to the fire with trash bags and expect them to do everything. All that's doing is sabotaging them and having them develop bad habits. And like I said, I'm going to dive even further into this in a future video, saying why this all makes complete sense, but just sticking to what I said, there is nothing wrong with what Troy Weaver has done. I actually very much like what he's done. I feel like he's doing a great job with what he's doing. And once again, I'll say this too to all the Pistons fans that were literally asking for his head after 80 minutes into free agency, because why do we have 4 centers? We've literally gotten rid of 2 of them, flipped one of them for another young prospect, went on to sign 2 more young prospects. So like, can you guys just please take it the hell easy? Like 80 minutes into free agency, it's been 1 day of free agency into the dude's general manager as the Pistons, and people are already calling for his head, and now the roster literally 24 hours later makes much more complete sense. So can we please just calm down just a tad? Alright guys, that's all I got for you guys today. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about what I said. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button down below. Dude, I have gained 70 subscribers just like in the last 4 days. I absolutely can't tell you guys how much I appreciate that. We're on our road to 1,000 subscribers. I originally had it as my goal for the end of the year. I didn't think I'd get it, but if we keep going like that, I think I could probably get it by the end of the year. We're going to keep grinding here, and seriously, I really appreciate you guys. But until my next video, you guys stay safe. I'll catch you guys later.